City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the 2026 Jordan True Blue 3s releasing Saturday, July 18th. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I'm going to put these on and step around them so y'all can see they look on feet. I also have the previous True Blue 3s released from 2016, so I'll be comparing the two throughout the video and we'll go over all the differences. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on these, talk about which release I like best, and discuss release predictions and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Elephant print looks good. It's about 50% thinner here on these than it is on the 2016 release, favoring the 1988 True Blues more. Leather's okay. Looks nice here in the toe box, but it is better in some places than others. Y'all know how that goes, so expect it to vary pair to pair, shoe to shoe. Nike Air hang tag attached to the left shoe. The tongue also resembles the OG more, which isn't a new thing. We've been getting the tongue like this for the past, I want to say, like 2 years now, where the trim on the back just doesn't show up at the top from the front like it did on the 2016 release. And the black part on the elephant print on these isn't nearly as heavy as it is on the 2016 pair. You can see it right from here. I mean, if I put them right next to each other, you can really see it's a big difference. Kind of like how it is on the 2024 black cement 3s in comparison to 2018. Now the blue on these is not as dark as it is on the last release. That blue on the 2016 pair looks almost navy. And when you look at them next to each other, it's pretty significant. And I know the blue has varied a little over the years, release to release, but this is a good shade in my opinion. 2016s almost look like Olympic 7s colors. And if you look here, you can kind of see what I was talking about with the leather. It's really not that bad right here, but it's definitely not as good over here or even on this shoe as it was like in the toe box. Toe box clean as hell, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I need my pair to have leather all around like that. Nike Air on the back tabs, of course, just like the last release. The size tag is on the tongue this time instead of being over here. Blue interior, red insoles with black Nike Air as opposed to white. Outsoles are as expected or as usual. Absolutely no difference from the 2016 pair. They come in the Jordan face box, which gives me that 2001 release nostalgia. Inside is the elephant print on the paper, another layer of plain white paper, and here's the box label. Air Jordan 3 Retro OG in white, fire red, and true blue. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now see they look on feet.
I ain't gonna ask you for loyalty, that should come with it. We'll see the 31st of June before I trust a bitch. For real, I've been out of...
So in comparison to the last retro from 2016, the 2026 True Blue 3s have a lighter shade of blue, a smaller strip of elephant print on the toe, with the black grooves being thicker on all the elephant print, smoother leather, a slightly different shape overall, a lower sitting tongue with no red trim showing at the top from the front, Nike Air hang tag instead of the Jumpman, size tag on the tongue as opposed to over here, and black Nike Air on the insole as opposed to it being white. Personally, I like the 2026 pair better, mainly because of the blue. Like I said earlier, I feel like this is just like too navy, and this is more of a true blue, I guess. I mean, like I said earlier, I know the shade of blue has varied over the years, so I'm not here to argue on what the actual true blue is or how, you know, close it is to the OG. But just as like a real personal preference when it comes to wearing the shoe and matching it with things, I do prefer the lighter blue just because the navy is just like, you know, Olympic 7s, Olympic 6s. Like when I wear true blue 3s, I kind of want to wear something a little bit more blue. That's really the main thing for me. I have mixed feelings about the elephant print because this is cool and everything. I'm sure it's going to vary, and there's going to be some pairs where it may actually just be too light, like not enough black. Even though it's just lighter on these in general compared to these, I'm fine with the way it looks on this pair. But just thinking back on 2024 black cement 3s, I really hope these don't vary the way those did, because those were really bad when it came to the elephant print. Like, I remember having to buy a lot of pairs just to get a pair with good, consistent elephant print. So hopefully these are better as far as that's concerned, but I'm not like OD attached to the lighter print or even the thinner strip on the toe. Like, I think because I grew up on this elephant print. You know, when I first got into sneakers, I used to look at the 2001 Jordan 3 releases, the 2001 True Blues, 2001 Black Cement 3s, and those had this thicker elephant print. The strip was thicker on the toe, the black part was thicker like it is on these, and I really loved the Black Cement 3s. And, you know, after years of looking at them on Flight Club with elephant print more like this, and then finally getting them in the Countdown package in 2008 with elephant print that looked like this, I kind of got a little attached to this type of elephant print. I know some people hate it. It's mad bulky, it's thick, it's not like the OG. I honestly don't give a fuck. Like, in a lot of situations, I'm going to be partial to OGs or the way the OGs were made, but more than anything, I'd be attached to, you know, I tell y'all all the time, I'm big on nostalgia, and I wasn't even alive in 1988, and so my first memories of Jordan 3s are with elephant print more like this. So I really don't dislike this elephant print the way, you know, some people may do, but I think I'm more so into, like, the thickness of the black part, like the grooves, more than I am, like, hung up on this part being thick, you know. But either way, I'm cool with these. Like I said, as long as the elephant print doesn't get like super duper thin on the black part, which is not the case with these. Like, if I can get a pair with elephant print like these, I'm fucking with it. Also, the girl who got me these, I really don't fuck with no more, so I kind of can't wait to get rid of these. But the main thing appearance wise for me is definitely the shade of blue. And then also, more importantly, I just need a new pair. Like, this shoe is still good, but my right shoe, there is a little bit of paint chipping right here, and it's actually bad here on the inner side, which sucks because this part right here just got like this the last time I wore them. I've had it right here for a while, but it really doesn't show that much on the white part. But yeah, all of this back here and this little part started the last time I wore them. I don't know why so much happened the last time, but that's just a sign that I got to get rid of these for a couple of reasons. And another thing, the face box. I know I mentioned this earlier, but getting these in the face box reminds me of the 2001 release. Not necessarily the shoe itself. These have plenty of differences. Nike Air on the back, red tongue. The 2001 True Blues had the blue tongue, and there's other little minor differences or whatever, but just in general, it brings me back to that time when I first got into sneakers. It's definitely a release that I am a little happier about getting in the face box. Some other releases I could care less about getting in the face box. I mean, I like the face box in general, you know, it's nostalgic in general, but when a pair that came out in that face box during its first go around in the early 2000s comes out in it again this time, it's really nostalgic. So yeah, it's a definite cop for me, and I will be selling this 2016 pair ASAP. But leave me a comment and let me know how you feel about these and which True Blue 3 release is your favorite. 1988, 2001, 2009, 2011, 2016, or 2026. Let me know. So for me, 1988, I'm the least familiar with because those were before my time. I never owned a pair, but they're the OG. We gotta respect the OG. None of these retros would happen if it wasn't for the OGs. Now, 2001 is nostalgic to me because, you know, like I just explained, that was the most recent pair when I first got into sneakers. So I saw them a lot during that time. Then 2009 was a Europe only release. Shout out to my bro Austin, rest in peace. I miss bro OD. He was the only person that I knew with the Europe exclusive release. And back in 2009, it just wasn't easy to get shoes in other countries the way it is today with all the middleman apps and stuff. So over here in America, you would see more people with 2001 True Blue 3s going around than you did with the 09 pair. And True Blue 3s had them released in America in 8 years. And they were a really sought after shoe. Definitely a neck breaker if you saw somebody wearing them on the street. Not only did Austin get the True Blue 3s, but he got the 2009 pair. So there was no yellowing on the back. At that time, like, if people had 2001 True Blues, they usually weren't in great condition. And for bro to get a shoe that didn't even release in America, to get a shoe, first of all, a sought after shoe like that, period, and then to have the clean version that nobody in our school, nobody in our town, nobody in our area had the Europe exclusive pair. So it was a double neck breaker. It was like, oh shit, bro got the True Blue 3s, and why are they so clean? Oh, it's the, you know what I mean? Like, I just felt cool because, like, that was really my man's, and I was just so happy for him because I think that was his first time going to Flight Club. He made a great purchase, copped some neck breakers, and definitely reaped the benefits when he went back to school and wore them. Like, everybody was on his dick about those. So that pair always makes me think of Austin. So those are special to me. 2011, I don't know. I mean, they there. 2016 was cool because this was the first time since the OG that they put the Nike Air on the back. And if you've been into sneakers as long as I have, and you remember the times where they just weren't putting the Nike Air on the retros and it was really just like a OG thing or a before 2002 kind of thing or a 2001 and earlier kind of thing, like getting the Nike Air on the back of the OG colorways was huge. So this was big, but now that that's the norm and they even put Nike Air on the back of shit that shouldn't get it, it doesn't really have the same aura that it did before, but these are pretty much, to me, are just like an improved version of these. You know, still got the Nike Air, improved shade of blue, closer resemblance to the OG. So I say all that to say I don't really know what my favorite release is, but that's how I feel about all the True Blue 3 releases. Now, let's talk about this $230 retail. I know inflation, I know as time goes on, the prices are going to keep going up, but we're living in a time where a lot of these releases are not selling out the way they used to. And so even if they do sell out eventually, you know that a good amount of releases, and this is probably one of them that would fall into this category, are not going to sell out on the first day at $215, $220, or whatever retail's been lately. They may sell out, you know, after a while, but they may go on sale. Some of them may go to the outlets, you know, so I just don't see why they would add more to the retail right now on this release. When they did it with the Myros, it was a little justified because of the type of shoe that was. They initially released as an exclusive shoe. It's not a regular release. So the higher retail, I can't say it's completely justified with the lack of accessories and stuff, but it partially is. These, you know, I like True Blue 3s. They're an OG colorway. Always respect the OG colorways, especially the ones that look good, but this is just not the shoe, or not the release, I should say, to bump the retail up to $230 the way things have been going lately. So I don't know what made them want to charge $230 for these, but at that price, I feel like they're definitely going to sit. So if you want these, I would say wait to buy them. I really don't see any reason to pay $230 for these unless you just want to wear them this weekend. But if you can wait a little bit, have a little patience and save yourself some money, because they're going to sit, they're going to go down in price. These are definitely going to be under $200 pretty damn soon. Like, I'm not trying to pay no more than like $180, $190 for these, hopefully less, but I'm not doing the $230. If this video was helpful in any way, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Likes and comments are always appreciated. If you're interested in more comparison reviews like this, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Once you're subscribed, make sure you tap that little bell icon where the subscribe button was and select all. That way when I put a video out, you'll get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.